take my baby for a ride. Ooh, she's like a smooth stretch of highway. Ooh, like a cool summer breeze. If my motor's running right, we might lose control tonight. Got the shape I love to squeeze, looks that bring me to my knees. Oh please, let it roll tonight.
Hi once again, everyone, and welcome to TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week. You're not going to see a whole lot of those flowing through the lake anymore this year. Not until about March or April or so anyway. As the cold comes in, we get a little bit more ice out there as well. We're in the den tonight from the Kinzel Center at St. Mary's Central Catholic High School as the Panthers are playing host to the Margaretta Polar Bears in a crossover matchup. Panthers from the River Division and the Polar Bears in the Bay Division for basketball. And Margaretta comes in as one of the dominant teams, not in our area, but in the state of Ohio, ranked number 5 in Division 4 around the state. And you're going to see why in just a few minutes from right now as the cheerleaders welcome the Panthers onto the floor on Hall of Fame night in the Den. Our pregame brought to you by Baybell Restaurant and the Bayview Center Bait Shop in Bayview. Polar Bear cheerleaders, the other side of the floor, welcoming in the Margaretta basketball team that has had some great success so far this season. And we're all getting excited about this one, right? You see some yawning going on in the stands. They must have just got wind of how the Browns were doing. Be better off being at a high school basketball game, folks. That's for sure. Panthers at their end of the floor getting loosened up and ready to go. And oh my gosh, it is a staple of Margaretta sports. Joe Cheek. Here's your fan of the week for Snow Trails Winter Resort, located in Mansfield, which is really starting to hop with some wintertime activities now. Your fan of the week is Abe the Mouse. Yes, she likes that selection too. Abe Banks, your fan of the week for Snow Trails Winter Resort, located in the heart of Ohio in Mansfield.
Here comes Rick.
You know, normally this is a Friday night. Where's Spock? Nowhere to be seen, or it's a Saturday night rather. The Polar Bears are playing the Panthers. This would be a good ball game. Basketball.
If you don't know what night of the week it is, should we really even listen to you? I think not. There's Kyle Hammond, the head coach of St. Mary's on the left, and Steve Keller, the veteran head coach of the Margaretta Polar Bears on the right. I think Kyle's a veteran head coach, just not at St. Mary's. It's being his first year after coming over from Edison. And by the way, nowhere to be seen? Yeah, it was to be seen. It was in a barn burner at Sandusky High School with Tiffin Columbian and Sandusky High. So, I was out on the prowl. I could have said that the previous week when we're sitting there doing a ball game and it took 2 people to replace Mr. Jeffrey, for crying out loud. They couldn't find enough people to match his mouth, so they just had to split it amongst roles. I think we're even now. I'm not sure, but we're working on it. This was a night where we had the Browns playing football, so I think it probably kept crowds down at every game. And boy, were they disappointed. And that little guy he's got the colors, but probably didn't lose any sleep over the fact that the Browns lost to Houston. Cassidy Lucas getting the fans all primed and ready Jackson Mishari, and all the sophomore class behind him. We're getting set, folks, as I hope you are as well. It's the Panthers and the Polar Bears. It's the game of the week, and it's ready to roll. Off to the coal docks on Sandusky Bay. It's kind of a weird sight looking at clouds there. We've actually had sunshine for like 3 days in a row, so we get this taping underway, which is kind of weird. It's the Old Fish House in Huron, bringing you knickknacks, snacks, and BS facts like, when's the last time you had 3 days in a row of sunshine on the North Coast? Here's Restore Pro, also bringing you our first quarter. Restore Pro, disaster cleanup and restoration. What a great sight. If you're out on the bay in a boat, that's a wonderful place to be looking at the coal docks. All right, it is jumping time. Julian Washington not available, out of the lineup for Margaretta because of illness. He normally would jump for the Bears, but they control the tip anyway. Tate Bailey running the show out front, along with Judah Keller, the son of head coach Steve Keller. Of course, every time you get a crossover matchup like this, it takes you back to the old days of the SBC when you had 2 matchups a year between these two teams, and now just the one crossover. I'd say the competitive play, the balance of power is shifted just a tad. So you look at the first basket of the ball game for Nolan Wiley. Because when you get one of your big guns out like Julian Washington, you're going to have all sorts of players that have to step up to the challenge. Panthers succumbing to some of the Polar Bear pressure early. It's Gage Bodie along the baseline, cut off by Harrison. Judah Keller across the baseline for Bodie, who dials up some long distance from the corner. It's been fun to watch Gage, who had some varsity exposure when he was even a freshman, and where his game has come through the years. Polar Bears on the turnover, Bailey trying to get it back, but the Panthers answer at their end with Jacob Harrison. Panthers senior shooting over the top of Tyson Bailey for the first 2 on the board for SMCC. Polar Bears with a 5-2 lead early. Keller trying to add on to it. A rebound put back in by Tate Bailey. 5'11" junior for the Polar Bears. Panthers doing a pretty good job with the pressure that time, resulting in a Charlie Cafton lay-in from the left side. Another look for Matthews Ford. Cafton using that right hand from the left side. Good shooter's touch. And the Panthers creep a little closer. There's your Civista Bank scoreboard with the Panthers within 3, 2 minutes into the contest. Head coach Kyle Hammond of SMCC keeping an eye on things from the Panther bench. This is Braylon Harris, who just now starting to get back in the swing of being in the Panther lineup full time after suffering the concussion early in the season. Missed the first part of the season. Tate Bailey stretches the Polar Bear lead to 5. Ryan Gibson locked in the corner. Back outside for Garrett Jackson on the drive, and a blocking foul called on Judah Keller, who not really in total agreement with that one, if facial expressions mean anything. Good defensive work by Tate Bailey, who also scrapes off the rebound and gets the break started for the Bears before it's broken up by Braden Gill. Panthers do a good job of staying in ball games when they're shooting that three ball well. Run a little hot and cold. Watch again here as the Polar Bears build their lead to 7. Gage Bodie on that pull-up jumper in the paint. Put it right on the button. Bodie now a 6'1" senior for the Bears. One of those active hands of the Polar Bears on defense. Make it hard for you to really run an offense the way you'd like to. Timeout being called by the Bears as we give special thanks to the following local businesses. Please give them your support as well. Oh, I could do that. I wouldn't be walking after I did it, but, you know. Braden Gill from downtown, rebounded by Gage Bodie. And the Bears will always look to get it up the floor quickly and get a good shot. Just didn't happen to work out on that occasion. This is Garrett Jackson. Charlie Cafton. Tate Bailey again to the basket for 2 more for the Bears. Pressure defense again results in an easy one for Bailey. And the Polar Bear machine is off and running. Bailey on top of that turnover and outraces the Panthers to the basket for an easy 2. Caden Weichel's pass taken away by Noah Wiley. It's Tate Bailey on that pull-up jumper, which is rebounded by Captain, who not only is the leading scorer for the Panthers, but their leading rebounder as well. See on our Civista Bank scoreboard, Margaretta building an 11-point lead and now make it 13 on the basket from Cale Bailey. Used to be, if you called the name Miller, you had a pretty good chance of getting it right for Margaretta. Now the name is Bailey. The family traditions continue out at the Iceberg. 3 Baileys on the varsity roster. Kale, just a freshman, Tate a junior, and Tyson also a freshman. That's Gage Bodie. This is bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated on Columbus Avenue in Sandusky. This has become a very popular phrase in high school basketball lately. It's defense turning into offense. It's a knockaway and steal by Keller. And the fast break for Gage Bodie. Caden Weichel drawing the foul. The official says, don't worry about it, that's all right. That's bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and refrigeration since 1889. Polar Bears exploding out to a 19-4 lead. And while there's time out on the floor, we'd like to say thanks to the following local businesses for their support. They include Matthews Ford, Cook Aluminum, Hermes Parker Concrete, Wake Up and Waffle, Noble Fun, Schmid Architects, Steinem and Hafner Insurance, Payne Nichols and Company, Sandusky Steel and Supply, Gnome's Podiatric Medicine, three-point play the old-fashioned way for Gage Bodie, making it a 16-point Margaretta lead. Another indication of how difficult it is to really get your offense going against this Margaretta pressure defense. Doesn't have to be in the full court. They're still in your face in that half court and making life difficult for you. Judy Keller at the line for Margaretta. And by the time he gets done at the free throw line, it's a 21-4 Polar Bear advantage. Panthers trying for one last gasp here in the first quarter. Braylon Harris out on the right sideline around a screen and roll for Braden Gill. Just couldn't get it to fall. And the Polar Bears, the 21-4 lead after one. Looks kind of lonely out there, doesn't he? Wonder if that's all his artwork on the sidewalk. This is second quarter coming up next for Hartung Titles, supporting local athletics for generations across the North Coast. Thanks to Ed Hartung and all the gang at Hartung Title. Looks pretty proud of it, doesn't he? There's your Civista Bank scoreboard after one quarter in the Den. And I guess you could say the worst fears being realized. Because this is what Margaretta is capable of doing to any ball club on any given night. Harris has done a good job kind of slashing to the basket against other teams. on his return to the lineup, but this is not just any other team. Ryan Gibson here's the drive and floater by Noah Wiley. Judah Keller with a great touch on that pull-up jump shot just inside the paint. And the Polar Bears extend their lead to 25-4. This is paving the way for Hermes Parker Concrete of Sandusky. This is a veteran ball player right here in Judah Keller. I say veteran, but tell you what, this young man is a sophomore. However, he seems like he's been playing varsity ball forever, and he's a sophomore. What a great future. You'd say the sky's the limit for this young man. That's Paving the Way. It's brought to you by Hermes Parker Concrete of Sandusky. It is all Margaretta in this basketball game early in the second quarter. When you feel like you have this kind of advantage on a team, this is what you want on the scoreboard, a 25-4 lead. A lot of times, if you're the heavy favorite in the ball game and you kind of let the other team hang around for a while, things get a little bit interesting. But when you deal a blow like this early, it's awfully difficult to recuperate from it. That helps. Garrett Jackson from behind the arc. We'll take another look here for Matthews Ford as Jackson dials up long range, a couple of feet behind the arc, and still finds nothing but net. Breaks a long scoring drought for the Panthers and makes it a 25-7 contest. Polar Bears answer right back. Garrett Jackson close to forcing a turnover for the Panthers. It's been a kind of an interesting story with St. Mary's this year. When they win games, they win them by a lot. When they lose games, they have a tendency to lose them by a lot. It's a team that is still finding their way and looking to take that next step. They're right kind of in the middle of the pack of the River Division. I'd love to be able to find a way to take that step forward. This is Charlie Cafton finding Braylon Harris. When all else fails, shoot the ball. And Braylon good from 15 feet away. He's made quite a difference for the Panthers since coming back into the lineup. There is Tyson Bailey, one of the freshmen for Margaretta. I guess if you're going to have one of your stars sick and unable to play, this would be the game. Margaretta having no problems without Washington in the contest. This is Tyson Bailey. And this is a 21-point advantage for the Polar Bears. Judah Keller on the run. Dumping it off to Bodie, back to Keller, and swatted away by the combination of Gibson and Harris. Braden Gill would love to have that one back. Jackson Mashari in the front row for the Panther student section. Coming up, signs of good business. Please support these local area business establishments. Brady Signs, the Bay Bell Restaurant, Crush Wine Bar, J Bistro, Cameo Pizza, S&H Blinds and Floors, Pizza House West, Groff Family Services, Remax Quality Realty, Linda Armstrong and the A-Team, Fosco Cement. Tate Bailey from deep. Dual possession on the rebound. And the ball staying with Margaretta. That's a lopsided Civista Bank scoreboard right in front of you with the Polar Bears leading by 21. Going the other way as Braden Gill, as we've seen him do on several occasions this year, giving up his body to get that basketball back. Somehow or another, against three defenders, Judy Keller found a way to the basket. Sometimes the ball just defies the laws of nature.
You have a right to your space, right? There on that layup.
You know what I'm talking about. Kyle Hammond becoming quite the show on the Game of the Week. From downtown. Nicely done by Keegan Morris, a 6'1 sophomore for the Bears. Nice feed in the paint, but Gibson couldn't finish. Gill gets fouled on the follow. Scoreboard now at 35-11.
Over top. Ohio.
Nice idea, just didn't pan out for the Bears. Braylon Harris scoring for the Panthers. Braylon taking the ball up the floor for SMCC. And nice head and shoulders fake, and he finishes himself. Coast-to-coast action for Braylon Harris. It's Cale Bailey, unable to finish the pull-up, but the Bears get it right back. Micah Groot coming up with that loose ball.
Gage, Ohio. Hey, attack. Attack.
Steve Keller, always coaching. Doesn't make any difference how much he's up or down. Nice feed underneath for Cale Bailey. The next two for Margaretta. This is your team play of the game for Tarina and the team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty. Margaretta working the ball until that drive pans off and a nice find underneath. The assist for Keegan Morris, the basket for Cale Bailey. That's teamwork. That's your team play of the game. Live, laugh, love, and list with Tarina Sidoti, Realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Noah Wiley on the steal. The box out. Great position on the rebound by Braden Gill. Braylon Harris drawing a personal foul, and a couple of freebies coming up for the Panther senior. (37-15) with time winding down in our first half of play. Morris from deep. Bailey from short. Free throws for Tate. And with halftime coming up next, Hall of Fame night in the Den. And you'll see the inductees coming up here in just a couple of moments. It is all Margaretta at the break. 39-15 our halftime score. Hall of Fame action coming up next. Well, those piles are going to be a lot lower here in the next couple of weeks. James Rusat, CPA, Income Tax, and Accounting. Up with our next segment here on the North Coast Game of the Week. The inductees for the 2024 class of the Hall of Fame at St. Mary's Central Catholic.
A lifelong member of St. Mary's Catholic Church, Bob graduated from the high school in 1948. Throughout his life, he held many different leadership positions at the church, the school, and with the Diocese of Toledo. He played a significant role in major fundraising campaigns for over 50 years. Was church's business manager for a decade. First year teaching history at St. Mary's Central Catholic and American Government, an assistant professor of psychology from The Ohio State University in Mansfield. Over SMCC class of 1991, a standout football player and wrestler for the Panthers. As a senior, he excelled on the football 2003 baseball team. Connor was a Division III state champion wrestler for the Panthers at 140 pounds as a senior. He is his head coach, Mr. Denny Link. With some former members of that team, they are also standing behind Denny. SMCC, the 2003 team, is still the only one in school history to reach the state tournament, which free baseball team.
2003. Yeah, gosh, it doesn't seem that long ago, does it? 20 years ago.
Mr. Steve Kohler, this is Joanne.
The only baseball team to ever qualify for the Final Four, and we broadcast that game on the radio. It's kind of fun to have a freshman son who is actually a call-up on that team for base running purposes and whatnot. Second half of action with Margaretta in control. Tate Bailey fighting through contact to draw a couple of free throws to open up second half scoring for the Bears. Just what you go into the locker room with at halftime is just making sure that you keep your focus if you've got a big lead. And then if you're on the other side of it, it's just forget about the scoreboard and let's just win as many possessions as possible. Panthers with some good ball movement. Harrison's follow-up shot blocked away. And the Panthers to resume possession right here with Charlie Cafton set to inbound it. A 41-15 lead in favor of Margaretta, and they're going to get the ball back after a turnover. You can tell looking up in the stands, some other show going on in town, and that's what's known as the Browns playoff game. Finishing the fast break is Tyson Bailey. This is your play of the game, which is brought to you by Civista Bank. They are focused on you. And the Polar Bears focused on finding Tate Bailey underneath. But off the break, it is Gage Bodie getting things started. Giving up an okay shot for a better shot. Bodie with the assist and Bailey with the basket. And the Polar Bears continue to expand that lead. That's your Civista Bank play of the game. Civista Bank, focused on you. (43-15). It's cut by Harris, and a good find by Harrison. Just couldn't get the finish. The Bears do at the other end, and again, it is Tyson Bailey. This is your by the numbers play of the game for James Ruthsott, CPA, income tax, and accounting. We get the rebound from Judah Keller. And this is what you like to see, is just looking up the floor. Keller finding Bailey, and Bailey powering it up to the basket. And the freshman with the score for the Polar Bears. It is your by the numbers play of the game for James Ruthsott, CPA, income tax, and accounting. It's the Keller section in the den. Thanks to the following local businesses for their support of the North Coast Game of the Week. Good Time Lake Erie Cruises, Wake Up and Waffle, Schmid Architects, Shorehouse Tavern, The Crimus Company, Pizza House West, Margaretta basketball on the Panther turnover. St. Mary's working hard trying to get the basketball back. And finally they do with Braylon Harris. Jackson back to Harris. Braylon with a couple more for the Panthers. Braylon Harris with the rebound for SMCC. It's Cafton with a dump off to Braden Gill as the Panthers execute well on offense. I always say that good things happen when you drive to the basket, and Cafton got the defense to kind of lean toward him a little bit, which opens up Gill. And the nice little turnaround jump shot. And the Panthers will take them all right here. Boy, nice feed from Bodie to Bailey again. It's Blake Finneran off the bench for the Panthers. And Harris again from the corner. .25 ball game right now with the Polar Bears in control. Finneran knocked it away, but Tate Bailey on the retrieve and the score for the Bears. Brian Gibson at the free throw line. Score stays at 49-22. 2.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Blake Finneran on the rebound for the Panthers. Braden Gill looking back for a call that never came. Thankfully for him, the basketball did. And this time he'll draw the free throws. Here comes your North Coast Moment. It is brought to you on every presentation of the Game of the Week by Shores and Islands, Ohio. A little trip to downtown if you have not been there yet for Veterans Memorial Park. Taking a walk downtown or a walk around downtown, check it out. Just across from the Erie County Courthouse. That is your North Coast Moment for Shores and Islands, Ohio. Signs of good business up next. Please support these local area establishments. Capizzi's Pizzeria. Noble Axes. Wendy's. The Marketplace. Diedrich Motors. Murray and Murray. Hartung Title. Wake Up and Waffle. Braden Gill to the free throw line for the Panthers. There's the story on your Civista Bank scoreboard. Margaretta with a big first quarter. latched on to control of this ball game, and they have not given it up ever since. One message that Kyle Hammond always has for his ball club, no matter what, just continue to compete. And you can see that message coming through loud and clear right here. Come back here, I'm talking to you. Coach Hammond, I don't think he's listening. The second look for Matthews Ford. Who further accelerate some more ammunition for Coach Hammond. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't you walk away from me. I'm back here. Didn't change a thing. Never does for some reason. Cale Bailey on the drive and basket for Margaretta. That's Charlie Cafton's stuff right there. Solid three-point shooter. Young man really can score from anywhere on the floor for the Panthers. Braylon Harris doing his business at the free throw line for SMCC. And now we wind you down in the third quarter once again with the Polar Bears holding on to control of this basketball game and working the clock down for the final shot of the quarter. .20 ball game after 3. We've got 8 more minutes of basketball from the Den coming up. One of my favorite sites. One of my favorite places. As we get set for our fourth quarter of activity from the Den, which is brought to you by the Bay Bell Restaurant and the Bayview Center Bait Shop, both located in Bayview. It's only a matter of months once again, and we'll be right back there. Enjoying the summertime breezes and the freighters coming in on Sandusky Bay. That's your story on the scoreboard. This is a Vista Bank scoreboard as our fourth quarter gets set from the Den. Polar Bears will hang on to the basketball to start the quarter. Strong to the basket is Gage Bodie. And there goes Noah Wiley the other way. Charlie Cafton breaking up that break. Tate Bailey wins the volleyball match. His head and shoulders fake underneath by Bodie, resulting in the first shot, and the second one results in a jump ball. So those exchanges with Coach Keller, and I'm sure the officials saying something like, hey, you're leading by 20 some odd points. Relax, Coach. Okay. Backside rebound was kept alive by Garrett Jackson. I get the feeling that Kyle Hammond does not regard that guy as his best friend. Raylan Harris had a timeout on the floor. Thanks to the following local businesses for their support of the North Coast Game of the Week: Daly's Pub, UBS Financial Services, Fidelity National Title, Leslie Murray Law, the Landmark Kitchen and Bar, Luco, O.E. Meyer Company Propane Division, Pizza Brothers, Fosco Cement, Groff Family Services, Murray & Murray, Mags Automotive, Toft Funeral Home and Crematory, Linda Armstrong Remax Realty. There's Tate Bailey. Well, this young man really turned on the afterburners this year. Just a junior, and he's developed into one of the real solid leaders for this Margaretta basketball team. Garrett Jackson and Judah Keller locked up on the rebound for a jump ball. This is your pancake play of the game for Sandusky Bay Pancake House, operating since 1966. Who we get on the defensive end this time on the rebounds? Judah Keller. It's right in there and locks up with Garrett Jackson to force that jump ball and alternating possession. Boy, its expression never changes either. It is all business. That is your pancake play of the game for Sandusky Bay Pancake House with a $10 gift card for Judy Keller. Going to eat some of the best pancakes anywhere. Speaking of Judy Keller, there he goes again on the feed from Gage Bodie. Little head and shoulders pump. It's all you need sometimes to get yourself clear for the easy basket. Nice backside rebound for Reed Weichel. Good hustle back by the Panther defense. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about just always striving to compete. It gets the point of a game sometimes. You just have to ignore the scoreboard and just go hard. Ball kicked out of bounds by Bailey. Signs of good business up next. Please support these local area businesses: Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated, Schmid Architects, Mags Automotive and Machine Incorporated, Holler Furnace and Sheet Metal, Crush Wine Bar, David F. Cook Funeral and Cremation Services, Pizza Brothers, Dockside Cafe, O.E. Meyer Company Propane Division, Toft Funeral Home and Crematory, coming down the home stretch of this one in the final half of the fourth quarter, Gage Bodie, the defensive rebound for Margaretta, getting the break started to Keegan Morris. And now right back the Panther direction with Braylon Harris. Tate Bailey as we run and gun up and down the floor. Gage Bodie. And now Bodie on the steal will get the break started for the Bears. Nice bounce pass ahead for Keegan Morris. Oh, Wiley and Hale Bailey. Blake Finneran to trigger the inbounds for the Panthers. Hard work underneath by Tyson Bailey, just couldn't get the finish. And now Caden Weichel on the nice look for Braden Gill. Gabe Birch on the rebound for the Panthers. That's a whoops pass that goes the other way for Margaretta. Rebound basket for Ben Kaufman, a 6'2 junior for the Bears. Everybody getting into the scoring column for Margaretta. The head coach just loves to see that. Nice underhand move to the basket for Caden Weichel right here, with just over a minute left to play. Our second look for Matthews Ford. And Weichel with the look of determination on his face as he goes up and scoops it underneath Bailey for the 2 points. You get a good look here at why Margaretta is ranked number 5 in the state in their division. And of course atop the SBC Bay Division right now as we near the halfway point. Micah Groot hanging onto it, wearing number 4. And just going to dribble it out now and let this game come to a close in the Den. Kind of a bummer for the Panthers on a Hall of Fame night. Have a one-sided contest go against them like that. But congratulations again to all the Hall of Fame inductees. A very honorable class who brought a lot of memories to St. Mary's Central Catholic. Margaretta, big winner in the Den. We move forward and get set for our next game of the week, which will be from the Big House at Sandusky High School, where the Streaks entertain the Norwalk Truckers. That's next when we meet you again on the North Coast Game of the Week.